Hi guys, good morning. We are about to go on an adventure, me and my beautiful daughter, on this beautiful day. Let's go ahead and just pull some cards at random. And the first one out is, King of Swords in the reverse. Somebody's done fighting. Let's just figure out what else is going on first. Okay. Yeah, the sun, dude. I feel like this summer's going to be good for you. I just feel like, honestly, like, you are just not going to be bothering with a whole lot of stuff that doesn't interest you or serve you anymore. You're maturing, so it's getting really easy for you to figure out what. Well, and you've also been through a lot, so you just don't want anything. You're familiar with what you don't want, and you're actually starting to heal, and you're starting to become more mature. And I see that you're having a great summer and spring this year for some of you. I know I'm gonna. And it's been years since we've been able to go camping and just, be our old, we're never going to be our old self again. But sometimes when you go through loss, it was weird at first going to the lake and going camping. Me and Halo have been a few times. I've been a few times, for sure, since we separated from Zeke and everything. But that was kind of like mine and Zeke and the kids' thing, camping. And, even the last year we were together, we went to the forest 16 times. It was just our thing to do, and I've actually not really been able to enjoy it the same since, so it took us a while.
This is my favorite mascara.
It is?
Yeah.
I'll show you mine, dude. This one came in the Ipsy bag, and it literally, I just really like the brush on it.
Same. It's super.
Yeah, kind of
this
firm.
one, I'm not using this one right now, but.
Yeah, happy with it for sure.
Ooh, that one's
Isn't it nice? I know, it's fine. You can use it. So it's just really, I don't know. I like the firmness of it and the fineness of the bristle. Just seems like it accurately touches the eyelash and nothing more. Those the round bushy ones, seem like they get on my eyelid when I try to use it.
I know. That's why I use a Q-tip to get it off.
Do you need a little brush? I need you can take one of these. It's got, see, this little tip.
Mm-hmm.
And if
I think I have one.
Yeah, if you even get it wet, or if you don't have to get it wet, but if you ever want to use a colored eyeshadow as an eyeliner, you just spray the spray roll on the tip, and then dip it in your eyeshadow, and it'll create a cream-looking eyeshadow. And then I always take one of these ones, or I'll use a firmer one. You got to get a real firm one. Like this one here, it's brand new. This one has a nice stiff end, and that's where you can guide your eyeliner. Kind of smoother again if you ever need. Anyways, we're just finally starting to do that. Last year, Halo and I, we went on a survival trip into the forest, and that's something that we've always done. We went year round, and we built our own fire, and we just went deep into the woods, and we just it was so fun. Actually, it was just awesome. We had a really good time, and we're not afraid, out there together, even if it's just her and I. We go deep into the woods, so it's just kind of cool to think about stuff like that. And I remember the first time that we went to the lake after the breakup. I honestly, it was really weird. We went to this place called Boulder Beach, and I remember walking into the beach, and it looked beautiful. I'll never forget it. And I just remember not really even knowing exactly what to do or where to sit, and Halo went down to the shore and she started playing in the water, and I remember sitting on the sand and just looking around at all the other families and thinking, I was just a weirdo, you know what I mean? A single parent out there with a kid, but I don't really know honestly what made me think that. What makes us so damn weird that we're a single parent hanging out with our child? Started to realize that over time Halo and I were having a closer connection. And as I went through the different phases, as we both did, of what it was like to transition, from a full family into her and I. It was rough on both of us. We had just moved into this house, and, there was a lot of changes that were happening. But I knew that I didn't want to fight anymore. And I knew that I wanted to focus on my career. And that's what some of you have been doing. You've just been trying to find the pro in a recon and do the best that you can. Ooh, isn't it cute? It's nice. I'm going to get that. We need to get more. You guys need to try this. It's I Am Beautiful by Real Her. It's literally such a great mascara. It's just, I don't know, it's so accurate and just really precise. Anyways, I want to tell you though, as time went on and as...
Mom.
Uh-huh.
The rugs.
Whatever, dude. Let me see that thing. This is the rock Hazel is carrying around in her fucking mouth. She's so dumb. You want to go bye-bye? We need to call the hotel and pay for extra for her to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't leave my dog. She's so cute. She'll be like, she's so sad. Beautiful. She would have been able to stay with Doja, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I don't know. From my experience, every time anybody's acted like that, they were literally gaslighting, so. No need to worry about shit. But, I see, I see you focusing on your money as an individual, and that could have been something that you've always really just enjoyed doing. You were somebody who might be really into career and feeling positive, and you could have been around somebody who was just like, I'm here in a reoccurring fucking cycle or event. I feel like the things in this person's life that was going on, it was boring, and it was reoccurring, and it was, like, predictable. You never knew really, like, what this person was going to do and when they were going to freak out, but, like, you always just knew that that's kind of, like, what they were going to do. And maybe you had somebody who was, like, starting fights with you for no reason, is what I just heard. And I'm here on just immature. Lack of goals, non-goal oriented, whatever you want to call it. But, like, I feel like one of you is. And I can understand completely how that feels to be with somebody who really doesn't, you maybe didn't even hook up with them in the first place because they bullshitted you. I just feel like you weren't thinking necessarily about what love really was. We were infatuated, a lot of people were like, oh, I like that person, or somebody hits on you, and you just do it. You get all caught up, and you get excited. But, like, that's why we're going over, like, how to treat relationship beginnings like a job interview. It's easier that way, and when you're honest, you just know that neither one of you are honestly just going to waste your time, and that's very important. See the Four of Pentacles here? So one of you could have been one of you is coming up as the Queen of Pentacles, and one of you coming up as the Four. So, I actually feel like that kind of sounds like similar to, like, me and Edward. Me and the kids love doing stuff together, and we pay all our bills by ourselves, so we really don't see the fucking problem. Edward's not about spending money or going on vacations. But with respect, actually, to that situation, he was raised in a family that literally had everybody working and paying all the bills for the parents, and they just felt like they didn't deserve to spend money on things that they needed. They'd never actually went on a vacation before, and he was taking care of, still to this day, a lot of his parents' bills, and it just prevented him from having a joyful life. And that was what I mean, is like when you grow up in an environment where people need things, it starts to become your focus. When they put the pressure on you, it actually starts to become your priority. And you actually begin to start taking care of other adults. And they actually make you feel bad when they don't have what they need. And it comes from a lot of parents. And I just want to say, honestly, it's very sweet of you to be helpful and be kind and be willing to help. But when the time comes when you're ready to get your own place, or you're ready to meet somebody and start something serious and be your own individual, allow that to occur. And it's a tricky transition, honestly, out of being somebody that is your parents' property. And hopefully you don't do what I did and straight up jump right into being your girlfriend's property. I do recommend you guys have that in-between moment, because I did not. I did end up having 3 long-term relationships, but this is the first time that I've actually ever spent getting to know myself. And I do feel like some of you guys have met somebody that is coming up as very beautiful, and you're considering to actually settle down with them possibly. Some of you guys want to have babies soon. I've heard there's already people that are pregnant, and I do just want to say, there was a very strong message that came out. I'd say at least 4 different reads that said somebody was going to end up having a pregnancy and taking care of the baby alone. This pregnancy is because you're supposed to have a child that is actually um, basically your child has a purpose on this world, and it needed the two of you's genetics blended to create that child. And it's saying that for those of you who have experienced that also, that is the case. And it specifically states that, you know, you've had to have this pregnancy by yourself and you've had to raise this child by yourself. Well, your child has purpose. They have a very important purpose on this earth. So what I need you to do is not worry about... Honey, will you shut that door?
Yeah.
Thanks. You don't need to be worrying about the baby daddy or the baby mama, for those of you who... So take that garbage, please. Yeah. For those of you who are. I had 3 kids without James, and I don't have 2 of them in the home. I only have 1 of them, and I'm going down to visit them this weekend, but I've been there. I have definitely been there, and I have went through a lot of different reasons for why my life ended up being the way that it was. From hating people to... I never really feel like I ever hate James. I was hurt that we didn't end up having that experience where couples actually plan a kid, and you know, we made it work the best we could, and it was what it was, but it could have been very different. And that's what I'm just saying, you know, make sure that you don't go right from your parents' house to, and I know that's hard to do that for most of us that have already done it, but I've just found from personal experience it just seems like it doesn't work very well. It's hard. Because we're coming out of this like place of fuck you, man. Fucking out of here. And I want you to know a fact about everything is that when somebody is abused by somebody that they really, really loved, and I'm scared to bring certain things. I'm not bringing... No, you are. No, you're not. Yeah, you are or you're not, Tara. Anyways, so what happens to somebody who's abused is when they escape their abuser, the first person that makes them feel comfortable or better is the first person they actually attach now to. And that's why it's important to actually pay attention to that. I was just thinking about that this morning. What the fuck? My daughter's a psychopath. I could have died on camera. See, we are the children of the corn. It was rusty too. I need a tetanus shot. I know, I got it from Dad's. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. This is the shit I took when my dad died. Don't judge me. I was just gonna weed whack. I'm tired of using that weed whacker. This is a weed whacker. Yeah, this is what shit my parents made when we were... This is what the fuck we had to weed whack weeds with when we were little. A literal handmade creature fucking thing. You guys don't even know the shit that I've been through. You think I'm kidding when I know that, dude, I don't even think you think I know you know I'm not kidding. Because even when I rewatch my videos, you guys, I see the depth in my eyes, and there I go, fucking spacing off to like the Neverlands. As you saw here, we did have a tower pop up. Honestly, the tower could be that. I think the tower for you guys might be that you do meet somebody. It could also be that you go through this possible breakup, honestly. Between the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, I see a big difference here. Well, the Four of Pentacles means like grounded, and it also means protective of one's funds. And the Queen is not protective. She's very giving and loving, and money doesn't matter to her. She just knows how to make it because we just need it. You know what I mean? I feel very similar. I do want to clarify though. Hermit in the reverse, world in the reverse. So I feel like you're obviously going to come out of hermit mode. And the world in the reverse with the Empress upright and the Hermit downright, I feel like you're gonna meet someone where where all you see is them. All I see is you, babe. Like, I cannot stop thinking about you. That's why the world to me is in the reverse, because I feel like when you meet this person, or you already have, they completely take up your mind. And they just make everything feel better again, and positive and healthy and happy. And I don't know. It's not only just something that you haven't experienced before, but it's something that has your attention very strongly. Page of Wands. You're going to receive an offer, or you're going to make an offer, but I feel like there might be a female that makes an offer to you. I don't know why I just heard this, but I heard kindergarten teacher. So if any of you guys have, I don't know why I say I don't know why I just heard this. We know why I heard it. Stop questioning the higher power. Okay. No, kindergarten teacher. So if anybody's have a crush on a kindergarten teacher, this is saying it's adorable and you should pursue it. I heard Nancy. That's a weird name, but shit, you never know. Okay. When you guys meet this person, it's very important that you pay attention to different signs. So I want to know what kind of signs. Alarm clock. If you hear that sound ever, and you're thinking about somebody, that's a sign. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Maybe if somebody's birthday is on March 3rd. I hear Sarah. And let's see. So let's look for some signs about what this person. This person could like yoga. They could do things where they, you know that little stretchy rope thing where you like do your workout and you spin around in the air, because that's what this kind of reminds me of, is that person hanging upside down on that rope thing. Okay, I'm a little wondering. So we have the Hangman and we have the Tower. But we also have the Hermit. We have the World. We have Empress. There's a lot going on here. This is a very specific and then a different type of read. It's interesting. It's like you stop fighting with people that honestly you don't need to anymore. You got two people that focus very differently on money, but both on money. And that's probably could have been why you separated, because you don't care about being selfish with your money. And you were trying to be with somebody who was just kind of like all in there. They were really set. Their mind was set on the ways that they think it is. They were very difficult to change. Some of you could have been dealing with a Scorpio. I know I was at that time. Very difficult to they just don't change. And if you are dealing with a Scorpio, do know that they're the first choice for the devil to guard his gateway to hell, for the reason that they are not ever persuaded to do something that they don't think they should do. So with the person with that mindset, having their foundation or somebody really important telling them something in their ear, or having a mindset already made up from somebody who is very important to them, you trying to come in later, it does not matter how many years later. If this person still has an attachment to that person, or if there's still trauma involved, maybe lack of time in between the event, and any coping skills or healing self-help groups, that were offered in the middle to make this person feel better or think different, they have no way of being able to understand or comprehend what you're saying. And I realized that with Edward. I would always buy him a lot of beautiful things and treat him real well, and he would say, I don't need this. I don't need this. It's because he was told he didn't deserve it when he was growing up. He still doesn't do things that are nice for himself. And that could be what you're dealing with. This person probably did have a lot of potential. But at this time in their life, they just weren't able or willing. Okay, so this time, you were probably the person in their life that's going to plant that seed for them. And anybody that has somebody tell them how to do something differently usually argues in that particular relationship, but then applies it in the one right after. I know I do. It's nothing personal. It's just that by the time we're arguing, it's kind of hard to change for somebody because you don't really have the respect needed to do that. But this person's always going to wonder, and they're always going to think about what you said. And let's just say if another person comes into their life, they're going to have the opportunity to date different people and give it another shot. It's going to be inevitable that people tell people, hey, this is going on now, I don't really like it. Happened to me with Chris, happened to me with Lawrence, happened to me with Edward. And Zeke told me similar things. So there's no way that 4 different random dudes said, hey, this particular behavior is a problem for me and it needs to be addressed. That's not just somebody talking shit. That's 4 people that don't even know each other making a fucking statement that's all similar. So we got to pay attention to those things. And sometimes when you argue, at first, you might be offended. It really might be the first time you heard it. But when you heard it more than once from 2 people, don't ignore that. Because it's just going to haunt you in your future relationships. I've heard every person I've dated that they get upset with me because I don't listen and I do what I want. I don't really know exactly. I'm loyal, I'm with my man, I work, I pay my bills. When they talk about me not listening, they mean did I freaking a lot of times they wanted me to go to bed at the same time as them, and they didn't want me to hang out with my friends. It was more of a control thing, in my opinion. I'm not going to listen to somebody because they tell me to. I'll listen to you if I want to. And I just feel like if you're not feeling like you want to listen to your person, then I'd say they're probably not the one for you. There's a good reason. You're either not ready for relationships yet, you don't have respect for the person, or the things that this person is saying to do are just not something that you're interested in doing. So if that's the case with you guys, then just move forward, because there's somebody else, honestly, that is not going to require you to do those things. And it's better to just be honest with yourself and with that person. And just say, hey, listen, this is what I like. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to fight with you anymore. I just don't think we have a lot in common. And you're a great person. And I've really enjoyed my time with you, because I do see that you guys are both good people. I just feel like you're at a different time in your life as far as understanding things goes. You're a few steps ahead of this person. Or this person was a few steps ahead of you, wherever you stand in this. And this is just this was the person that was going to be a catalyst to change for you or you to them. So it's still real positive. That's how come we got to really pay attention to understanding that not everything and not every person that we meet is supposed to have a long-term relationship. And as I talked about in previous videos, an empath loves everyone. And you just got to know that it's always going to touch your heart to walk away from anyone. Empaths don't do that. And that's what you're learning this year. You are an empath, but you're also a light worker. So your duty is to come down in here and be able to make as much contact with as many people and help as many lives as you can. So don't allow one person to be taking up this much time, because there's another wonderful person out there that is just as important and amazing as this person that needs your help. And you're going to start to realize as you grow that you are not meant to actually be falling in love with all these people. And once you do that, your emperor or empress will find you. Because it's straight up says, you cannot be looking for love when love finds you. when we put effort into finding things, it's kind of just, it doesn't go as natural as it could. Just enjoy yourself. Stop worrying so much about what you don't have. And also, for those of you who work as much as you do, make sure that you're taking some time off. Maybe allow whoever else lives with you in the home to pick a day of the week that you have available, and you guys just like even go for a hike, or you go for a walk, you get bike rides, go to the gym, you know, it's and if anybody needs, you know, like, we could easily help with like a gym membership or something for you guys, if that's something that, you know, you felt like that would be positive. I'll help somebody with one gym membership, and it's only like 30 or 50 bucks a month, you know, but, you know, just reach out and just try new things. Me and Hill went and got a gym membership. It was great. Zeke never wanted to go to the gym. Because he was insecure that the guys at the gym were bigger than him, and he wouldn't let me go to the gym either. Edward never went to the gym. It was honestly annoying. Who cares what fuck people think about you? Somebody who doesn't do things because they are insecure is very noticeable, and it's not attractive. And when you're rude and you doubt yourself, when you doubt other people and you speak negative about other people, it just looks ugly. There's a lot of beautiful people out there that actually have a real negative attitude, and there's a difference between talking about things that happen to you in a negative way, or being upset about it and just like continuing to hate the world over what happened to you. It's not something that you're able to grow in the state of mind in. You need to pay attention to what your states of mind are. Are you positive? Are you negative? And what are you doing exactly, or what's occurring for you when you're feeling down? The fuck?
That's the alarm you set?
Yeah, but I already turned it off. It's funny.
That's late.
No, well, I think I did do 10:40. Was it 10:40?
It's 11:50.
What the fuck? So I set it for what, 11:40? I must have. That was way later. That's funny.
Good thing I woke you up.
Yeah. Yeah, just be positive, you guys, because it's just beautiful. And when we put negative energy out into the world, it has to come back. What goes up must come down. Even if somebody hurt you, you can't be negative and put all that negativity out into the universe, because every person, including us, has to have what we put out returned. Even if you were wronged. Every hour that you bitched and complained, and every person that you hate to this day, and every time you got revenge, it's going to come back on you. And so just be prepared. And karma doesn't just do it. It's not going to be in this year. It'll be throughout your whole life. So every time something negative happens in your life and you're just like, man, I got dumped, or I got ghosted, or, you know, I got this, I got that. Think deeper than the surface moment and figure out, in what way is this connected to something that I remember or I'm familiar with. Don't allow your ego to actually stop you from excuse me, breaking that down. Because as long as you don't be honest and say, okay, this happened for sure because of that time when I didn't properly, well, I'll give an honest example. That time when I fell in love with James and I was still in love with Tori, it was very hard for me. I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but I also knew not to date two people, basically. And those are times in my life that I knew what was going on, and I could have said, no, I was raising Skylar and I was working and Tori was sleeping all day, and that's why I left him for James. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with anything. Tori he definitely could have done all that, and you could have handled it however you wanted, but like, you could have done it right. I could have done it right. Let's see, I also pawned my mom's chainsaw one time for 24 bucks. Hurt her feelings a lot. $24 I took her fucking chainsaw down. She came and found it. I got on a no pawn list for like 2 years. Me and all my siblings were, actually. It was only a tiny little town of 1,200 people, so obviously it was really easy to figure out who the fuck did what, but I remember that day. My mom doesn't even have a lot of shit. She has barely nothing. And I fucking was so selfish. I literally fucking stole her chainsaw and went and I did. I'm pretty sure that was the day that I crashed my Astro van. I went and got a 20-sack of weed, and I ran into a fifth wheel and busted my window out of the van, shattered the whole fucking side out of it. And she didn't even know at that time that I had taken anything from her. But I feel bad about that. And feeling bad is, that's a good start. But, oh yeah, anytime that somebody robbed me, or anytime that somebody lied to me, anytime I got cheated on, anytime I was played, I think to myself every time, about anything that I've ever done. And I didn't at first. I used to tell my family, after even a week or two of me doing better, I'd say, why do you fucking not respect me? Like, I've been doing good. I am doing good. I haven't even hung out with my friends in weeks. And I'm not kidding around, dude. I think it took almost 3 freaking years. I remember at the 1-year point. I remember at the 6-month point of being clean and sober and doing everything around the perfect way. We were definitely to the 2-year point. And it had to have been close to 3 years of sobriety. I had graduated college 2 times by that point. Got all my legal stuff completely closed out. Got off fucking probation, and I got my house. I was in how I did everything. But it took 3 years of all that to go to college and graduate twice. That's a lot. It's a lot. And you do your CPS services, do your freaking UAs. I had to do my probation stuff. I was on CPS. I had to do all the treatment. I had to do the outpatient. I had to do counseling. I had to fucking go visit my children and go to court every other week in a county, 2.5 hours there and 2.5 hours back. So 5-hour round trip. I did not have a license. I did not have a car. So I had to borrow people's vehicles if they would let me. And I somehow managed to make it down there every other fucking week. We did 12 years of fucking court fighting. It was a really difficult time in my life. My baby daddy died. I was going through a very bad relationship, and there's just like a lot going on, and I still made it. It took 3 years, but you can too. You can too. And you know what? Halo was my priority. They all were at one time. I was certain I was going to get the kids back, but I didn't. And do you know why? Because when it was time to get the kids back, I was still in love with boys. I did not know if I wanted to leave James yet. And I was probably 21, 22. I was pretty young still. I didn't even think that leaving your baby daddy should have been an option. I was upset. How the fuck would anybody have all these kids and then fucking be told they can't be with their partner? But that's how it goes, and they didn't tell us we can do shit. They just said, hey, y'all got a problem? You can either do it together. But at the point when things were not getting done together and we were both toxic for each other, they said, okay, you guys are actually not going to be able to really live together, raise the kids together until you guys can prove that you guys are going to be good for each other. So we were not allowed to live together. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And next thing you know, we were just in different towns. So, it's just one thing after the next. And it's just what you got to see happening. You gotta understand that when we, like I said last night, when we're blocked and different opportunities are not happening the way that we want them to, whether it's love or a job, a lot of times, every time it's literally protection from the universe. It's either that we're not ready, or there's something about that is not good for us. It's not healthy for us. So quit trying to fight things and start trying to understand it. Make everything a lot more easier for you. I'm scared for my life. I'm scared I'm going to end up losing makeup down there. Your favorite ones?
I know, me too.
You too? Yeah. Should we make a bag of separate? Because, dude, I'm telling you.
I already made a list
of
all of my makeup.
Good job.
Just so I know. And I took pictures of all of my bracelets to know which ones I brought down there.
Oh, you're bringing them?
Yeah, I wanted to bring.
Oh, do they need hoop earrings or anything like that?
I already got Miley some hoop earrings for her birthday.
Cool. But yeah, you know what? In the end, me and Halo, we ended up with this house, and I'm successful. I saw my career and been managing corporate salons and schools for 13 years now. And No, we didn't. We're freaking not living with no man even right now. And it was beyond James. You know, at that time in my life, I thought maybe I needed James. And then I got with a few different people since. And I wouldn't get back with any of them. So just trust the process. The process is called maturity and accountability, and making that understanding within yourself and situations, and not really placing blame and hate on people. You just need to know that people have been through a lot more than they even understand. Edward doesn't know today that he doesn't buy things for himself because his parents made him feel a lot of stress for fucking the bills that they needed paid. They put a lot of pressure on him. They told him that he couldn't have things. They told my mom did that too. She'd say, "What the fuck do you need that for?" And what the fuck do you need that for? She'd always say that. It could be my own damn thing, and I would want it back. And she'd say, "And what the fuck do you need it for?" It could be somebody else's paycheck, her own boyfriend's, and she would literally flip out and say, "And what the fuck do you need your own money for?" And some people actually think like that. And somebody brought that to my attention too. They said, "You know why your mom does that? Because she never got that from nobody. Nobody ever spoiled her. Nobody treated her that way. Nobody made her feel good. So she thinks, why the fuck should you get it when I didn't get it?" And I actually understood that. So, okay, actually I get that because Edward has that mindset. So right there alone, I can use that as understanding, you know what, my mom, that's the way that fucking she actually thinks. So, you know, you're going to be mad at somebody for something that they're doing, really honestly, like they don't really realize that. There's a million ways that you can take away the, making it personal, and you can make it educational. There's a pro and every con, so be that one. Be the person and be the change that you wish to see.